Good morning, Wallhawks. Today's Wednesday, November 4th. It's an A Day, and here are your announcements.
Today's LEAP offerings are homework help, drone designers, math counts, and the crafty clubhouse.
The first school dance will take place on Friday, November 7th this week. To be eligible to attend, students cannot have a suspension, 5 or more referrals, or more than 20% absence rate for the year.
Tickets for the dance are $5 and will be sold at lunch this week. The theme for the dance is Neon Night, so wear your best neon or bright colors if you have them.
Dodgeball teams can have up to 12 players. You can pick a sheet to sign up your dodgeball team in the main office. The cost is $3 per player, and the money for each team needs to be turned in together by Thursday in the main office.
In sports news, practices for wrestling and boys and girls basketball are in full swing. Students who are not signed up on Bound by Friday, November 7th will not be allowed to go out for that sport.
If you sold cookie dough for the fundraiser, please arrange to pick up your items today from 2:30 to 5:30 in the South Gym. Parents and guardians can enter the building through the 7th grade doors, otherwise known as the activity doors, by the back parking lot.
With time changing, cooler temperature, and November here, don't forget about your iReady lessons so you can build your knowledge and skills in both math and reading, as well as secure your spot for the iReady reward at the end of the month.
November's iReady reward for completing 6 reading plus 6 math lessons is Cocoa and Krispies during Wallhawk time on December 3rd.
Make sure you are completing all of your lessons to reap all the benefits of this month.
Also, please continue showing your WASH values. Show respect, take responsibility, and build community. Earning value tickets gets you into all kinds of fun, and you never know when the next pop-up event will be.
Before we wrap up the announcements, let's take a second to review how to appropriately email a teacher or staff member.
All right, Wallhawks, today I'm here to talk to you about email etiquette, and that is the proper way to email someone. So for starters, there are 3 key components to emailing someone. There is the to line, which is right here. Okay, this is where you will type in the email address or the name of the person you are sending your email to. Next is the subject line. This is where you will state the topic of your email. And lastly is the message. This is where you're going to type the message and content of your email. All right, now we're going to take a look at the key components of a message that someone composed correctly. So you'll see here in the to line, we're going to write our email to Mr. Oberhofer. All right. In the subject line, we are going to put the topic of our message, which in this case, it's going to be question. And then obviously in the message part of our email, we are going to type our message for Mr. Oberhofer, which in this case, it happens to be a question. So we're going to start and say, Mr. Oberhofer, I was wondering when the next intramural leap is. Can you please let me know when the next one is coming up? Thanks, Wally Wahawk. So in this, you have a couple different parts of a structure here of a body of your message, and we'll talk to you about that in a second. But notice this is how it should be properly written. But what a lot of us teachers are seeing from students is this kind of what not to do in an email. So we want to address it. So if you look at this first one here, this student wrote their whole message in the subject line. So it says, please grade my assignment. I turned it in a few minutes ago. Really rough content for something that you're turning in late. You cannot expect immediate kind of response or urgency on your teacher's part when you turn something in late. Our next one is kind of another trend we're seeing with emails is that there is no subject in the subject line, all right? And there is a very demanding message. So this one says, I turned my assignment in just now, graded. Well, again, if you turn something in late, your kind of immediacy is not someone else's urgency. So make sure you're using proper, grammar, but also the message tone when you email someone. What you want to do in an email then is say something like this. So in the subject line, my subject is retake, right? And then when you are going to address your subject, you typically call them by name. Obviously, my name is Miss Morrow, so this person said Miss Morrow, comma, that is the appropriate grammar. They entered twice, and then they started their message. So the message of this one is, can I retake the end of Unit 1 assessment? I want to bring up my grade. I am free during support time or Wahawk this week if you could pull me in during one of those times. Thanks, Wally Wahawk. So again, your message here was very clear. You said what you wanted to retake. You explained why you want to retake it. And you said when you were free, which is awesome. What we want to see as teachers, when we get an email from a student or all those things. Also, that closing is thanks, comma, and then put your first and last name. That's really important. With the end of the trimester quickly approaching, it may be a good idea to look at your grades in Infinite Campus and see if there's anything you can retake or obviously just turn in general to make sure your grade is where you want it to be at the end of the trimester.
Now, hopefully that shows you what to do and what not to do when it comes to emailing.
Remember, emailing is a great way to communicate and ask for assistance if you need it.
Today, there are no Wall Hawk birthdays.
To close, the thought of the day is aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star.
Make it a great day, Wall Hawks!